looking in my journal of blog videos that I wrote a few months ago. So one of my pop topics was 50 Cent and Diddy. And um I was listing reasons why 50 Cent hates Diddy. People seem to assume that it's because of what's her name? His girl. I don't even think I'll just, what was she called? Anonymous, whatever. Um but I don't think it was just that, right? So a few things I've come across in digging are, number one, Chris Lighty's death. Chris Lighty, I believe, was 50 Cent's manager, and Diddy was beefing with him for some reason. So, and then he turned up dead, the same way that Kim Porter and everybody else dies around Diddy. I think it's like pneumonia or sudden heart attack or something, just some random stuff. Anyway, so Chris Lighty's death was suspicious. That was number one. That is a very highly popular reason that people believe that 50, has a vendetta against Diddy. But that would also involve Busta Rhymes, because I believe Busta Rhymes and 50 were managed by Chris Lighty at the time, and they were both pissed off when he was killed. Because it was like played off as like a suicide, but everybody in his family said Chris was not suicidal. Like he wasn't even like, on the edge or nothing like that. He wasn't. So there's reports on that. Number two reason is that 50 is from Queens, but he went all the way to Dr. Dre and Eminem. He went to the Midwest. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson is actually signed to. Um, he started off signed with Eminem, right? But Eminem, not only is Eminem white, but Eminem is a Midwest rapper. He comes from the Midwest, and Eminem signed with Dr. Dre, who is West Coast. So why did a man from Queens, New York, East Coast, go all the way to the West Coast to sign? Um, and he possibly did that because that was after the Tupac and Biggie beef. That was after the East versus West Coast, and that was after Tupac was killed in Vegas, right? And and so let's say 50 was a fan of Tupac, right? And that murking happened. Um, if you were a rapper at that time, you were coming up and you wanted to work with Pac, you would go to where he is, where he relocated to the West Coast. So you would go there. So Curtis 50 Cent, why are all these noises coming in the background? I never paid attention to noises until now. So Curtis 50 Cent goes all the way to the West Coast to get on a record label, right? Well, not the West Coast, but to Eminem. And I think that's strange because at that time, 50, Curtis Jackson could have signed to Rockefeller. He could have signed to Bad Boy. He had Jay-Z and Diddy to go to. And he didn't, or he couldn't, right? Um, and what's interesting is a guy that I know that was going to sign to G Unit. He said, that he felt like somebody was pressing him in an inappropriate way. And that would also make sense of why 50 would go from East Coast to West Coast. Like, screw y'all. Y'all doing some weird junk over here. Let me see how these men over here operate. He went over there to see how they operate, and maybe they didn't press him. So that's number two, is about why did 50 go to the West Coast. Number three is that 50 is really a street child. Diddy fakes it. Diddy is from private school. Diddy started this whole, I went from rags to riches talk. No, you did not. You did not. You lived in riches, Diddy. Sean? Sean, you lived in riches. You were dressed like a little tiny pimp. Like tiny pimp Diddy, right? So all this when he starts talking rags to riches and stuff, it's all BS. And it's crazy how, again, with the media, stuff gets covered up and swept under the rug. Because when he starts talking bad boy, it's all fake. It's all bravado. But it's kind of hard to remember that it's all bravado because all the information about his growing up is, in the past. Um, so that's three. That 50 is really from the hood. He's not faking it. Um, and he resents that Diddy is a private school baby. Number four. Oh, number four actually ties in with number two. Diddy wanted to take him shopping, quote unquote. So around the time when 50 was coming up and trying to find a record label, I don't think he ever actually said when it was that Diddy invited him to go shopping. But if Diddy made this invitation to go shopping while 50 Cent was trying to get signed, that would actually align with the guy that I know who said that he was inappropriately propositioned when he was offered to be signed to G Unit. And some weird stuff was going on. People like, giving him drinks. He doesn't know where they came from and all this stuff. And him, again, being a real street dude, was like, nah, where you get these drinks from, right? So that is number four. Also, in that number four, think about what Q said. Q from Day 26 said that they were doing promo shoots. So that means that a stylist, someone who picks out your clothes, was also involved with Q. So this is that whole concept of dressing you and then taking advantage of you is there. With Q from Day 26, what he said about Diddy and the stylist, it's there with 50 Cent talking about how Diddy offered to take him shopping. Um, so that seems to be like the trend, the go-to method of trying to ring him in or whatever. Um, Number five was the baby mama. So I'm just trying this out like this. Just doing little talks. I have one, two, three, four, five. I have 10 different topics. Okay. Um, I really intend to do this. I would like to do this faceless because I just don't want to be bothered like half the time. Um, I'm a mommy, so half the time I'm just like looking like who woke me, like you know what I mean? Scrambled together, like what? I'm awake for what are we doing? I'm constantly in a state of confusion. It seems like that's how I look. But I don't know if I can find some way to like work like OBS or some other kind of streaming app from my phone. I think I can do it from my computer, but I don't want to. So again, that's me being uncooperative and stubborn with this whole thing. Being hard headed. Um, because God, it's so hard for me to focus nowadays. Anyway, so I'm gonna post these lives as individual little video topics to talk about, and I'll come on another time and see if more people want to talk about it. Um, it would be good if I could find a way to review my own videos, like again, showing videos while I'm on live, whether I show my face or not. Like even if there's some way that I can show this video that I'm making right now, let's say I want to show it next week. If there's some way that I could show this video right now, even if it says, oh, you have to show your face or there's no other option, I don't care, I'll do it. But the important goal is to try to find out how to show material on the lives. Because I really don't want to just get on here talking. I want to talk about stuff. I want to show some scenes from The Wiz. I want to show some scenes from American Gods. And also Moonwalker with Michael Jackson. I was just looking at that. Um, Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna just save this one and a few more, but I think that's all for right now. So, just talking again, also, shout out to Teddy. Because I love how Teddy just comes on her fro and is just talking, and I think I kinda wanna be like Teddy. Peaceful, just a voice with information, soothing music in the background, fire crackling. Like, I love that. I used to listen to the Quiet Storm on the radio all the time when I was little. That's how I know so many old songs, and, that's what it reminds me of, and I love that. I love that entire aesthetic of just chill and talk about it, you know? Um, but again, no one knows I'm doing this, so no one's here. It says 2 people are here. Hi, 2 people, but I don't see a chat or anything. Hi, 2 people watching. It's all good. I'm not mad at you.